What do you think about my grandma?
Yeah, she's cool. She reminds me of my dad.
Says, okay, we're going to start this off where I'm going to ask you a question, and you can ask us questions. And then,
How old's your dad, Eric?
He's 81.
I'm thinking, oh, that's a good idea, David. Let's do that.
I should get us a porch swing. That'd be cool.
I'd be afraid I'd swing on it.
I mean, our house will support it. I think that would be
I hope it
pretty
would.
cool.
That's what we do.
You don't even know.
I don't know if that's supporting enough. But yeah, this is the perfect porch for our porch swing.
Like, it still feels sticky.
It's fine. Okay, I gotta go. Agent?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
Two.
Let's try again. To resend an email company.
Yeah, for sure.
This call may be monitored and recorded to ensure quality. Many travelers are currently seeking assistance. Great time to reach a specialist. Thank you for your patience.
You're getting all dance of dominance with me only because you're mistaking my walking across the room for my busting a move and think you are winning a dance contest. That's a good.
What are you calling?
What?
What are you calling?
Expedia.com.
Huh?
Expedia.com.
Expedia?
Or no. Yeah, Expedia.
No. They did.
Yeah. My name is Kimberly. I have a reservation under Eric's house. The full number what? Can you just let me see?
The phone number associated is 626-807-0712.
Yes. I'm trying to understand what the itinerary is.
Yes, basically. The words I can see here that I need to escalate it to our higher department so that they can explain it further. I'll be transferring you immediately to our supervisor department, okay? Because the ticket has been changed offline. Last known information is displayed. It will need to escalate to the supervisor department, okay?
Okay.
But in order to ensure that they are going to provide you a real-time solution for this.
All right. Great. Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. By the way, may have your best mobile number. Instead of calling as well as calling them, you need to contact the supervisor again if their number is okay.
Okay,
Give him that number.
can I give you a different number?
Yes, basically.
909-720-5035.
What's your name again?
Karen.
Karen.
Come down with your number right now. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be placing it on hold.
Okay.
What was that? You just talk about Karen here. It's a good picture. That's
What? You're making a murderer? Oh, that's nice, sweetie.
Hi, this is Eric Strauss. I'm calling about confirmation number 656-71790. I'm calling about confirmation number 656-71790. So I just booked it, and I want to change it to cancel the last night of it. So it's three. It was 3 nights. I want it to be just 2 nights, Friday and Saturday night, but not Sunday. Correct. This is for a 1-room reservation, correct? Okay, fine. Yeah, because I only want to do this to 1 room. Yes.
It's not letting me change it. I'm gonna have to transfer you to the hotel to see about that. I don't know.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. You know what? I spent too much time on the phone dealing with this shit already tonight, so I'm just gonna deal with that part tomorrow because the lady I talked to earlier said I could do it as late as the day I arrive. So I'm gonna deal with it tomorrow. Thank you for your time. You are off the hook on this one, my friend. Have a good night.
I doubt she fully appreciates what just happened.
Freaking fucking hotel airplane shit, man. What in the world? Where are you?
My house, I bought a bunk bed and it's getting built now.
By elves?
Sensors.
I was thinking we could do a video on a question that a lady asked in the comments I thought was a good topic, which was to expand on the difference between what we perceive as the rules of male hierarchy versus the rules of female hierarchy.
Okay, let's do it.
We can do some mansplaining.
Mansplaining. That's half of being a man.
All right.
Mansplaining and backstory.
All right, so let's go. So basically, I think we should be talking mostly about the female hierarchy part, and then we'll contrast it against male hierarchy stuff if need be.
I mean, just if there's a conclusion that you want to draw, let me know. Otherwise, if you just start going, then I can riff.
Word.
Hold on. You might give me like.
Hello, friends. Hotel here. Hotel here. We're talking about chicks and their hierarchies. Chicks are different than dudes. Chicks lack a penis. Additionally, they have ovaries. And it should be noted that chicks also have a different social hierarchy rules than do guys. How do we know this? Well, in general, most female social groups don't attain any good outcomes with a lot of anger. Anger doesn't usually play well amongst groups of females or as well as it does in groups of males. That's one observation you might make right off the bat to say there's a difference between the two groups in that regard. It might also be noted there's a general consensus amongst people that men tend to talk about events and activities and women tend to talk about relationships. Now, as intuitives, we don't tend to talk about events and activities. We don't go like, yep, today I went out to the tractor store again. And then Taylor's like, what'd you get? I'm like, well, I got some udder balm. That's good stuff.
Like we have that exact conversation.
Okay, but the thing is, we have it for the purpose of it representing some conceptual node upon which we build other shit that's what we're actually talking about. So, I mean, that's unusual for us. But the fact is, in general, men do talk about that kind of stuff. Women tend to talk about relationshipy stuff. So, okay, those are general sort of stereotypes. What impact is that going to have on how social hierarchy plays out, if any? Taylor, do you think?
Okay, well, I was just getting this thing set up, and I think that part of male hierarchy is, do you have one empty bullet case and one unused bullet in your pocket when you go to empty it? I think that this is the subtextual.
That's merely one path of the hierarchy on Hierarchy Mountain.
It is, but this is the message, and this is the threat. I actually didn't hear what you were saying.
Okay, what I said was that in general, that amongst most populations of men and most populations of women, this stereotype is more or less likely to be true. That men are more likely to talk about activities, events, and stuff to do, and chicks are more likely to talk about relationships. So my question was then, what impact or how do you think that impacts the framing of a social hierarchy if those things are more or less true for most populations, even if they're not true for our population?
I mean, we're kind of talking about TE versus FE to an extent. It's kind of how I see that boiling down.
Right.
Of course, that's an oversimplification, or SE. It's either SE or TE versus one of the Fs. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm processing this on the fly. Okay, I think SE can be masculine or feminine. Okay, so I don't think that. I think that SE can go either way. It can be masculine or feminine, very much so. I think that TE is more masculine. I think that FE is more feminine. So then the social norms would be, yeah, like you said, much more aggressive for men.
Okay, Kimberly, what's the way that women assert hierarchical status amongst each other?
Passive aggressive kindness.
Aggressive kindness? You recognize the technique aggressive kindness, Kimberly, as a technique women use?
Did you do something with your hair? I love your hair. It looks so like last week, but in a good way.
And what I'm saying, what's the way that if you're in a group of women who are like friends, like at a bridge party or something, and there's some sort of hierarchical thing going on where some of the women feel like they're more significant or better than, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's some of the ways in which they assert that in the moment? Like, how do they go about it?
Jewelry,
Cars. So objects is one way.
their home,
Okay.
where they live, you know.
But how about in the moment when they're having a conversation? What about in their communicative approaches? Do they use techniques in that fashion?
No.
This is something I keep running into, Taylor, and Kimberly as well, is that there's an incredibly obvious preference for concrete examples of things that are understood as distinct events or objects versus an understanding of everything is through a process framework that sometimes causes a bit of a disconnect between us, although we usually... Kimberly, I wasn't upset about it. I think it's interesting.
So, which one of us would be more dominant female right now?
You mean your right hand or your left hand? I don't know. I can't tell.
No, host Taylor or host Eric?
Well,
The pimp in the middle of Kansas or the homeless guy in LA? You're wearing your homeless person jacket, aren't you?
do you hear that, Kimberly? What did Taylor, what did you just call this jacket?
Your homeless person jacket?
Taylor just called this my homeless person jacket.
I'm not involved in whatever the fuck that is.
I was surprised. No, this is why it comes out, is because I was surprised when Kimberly said she prefers this jacket. I said, really? You want me to wear that jacket? And she's like, yeah. And I told her, I said, people say this is my homeless person jacket.
Did she help you make a video while you were taking a bath?
No, that was all me.
Okay.
All by myself.
Really showing off that alpha quadrant infantile behavior there.
I don't know. The funny thing is, that's the first time I've taken a bath since I've gotten here. And she takes baths every day. She doesn't take showers. I take shower over there, but it sounded fun. It sounded interesting. So anyway,
a little bit nostalgic.
It led to some good insight there about how basically the difference between time plane and space plane is that observation is non-determinate on the time plane. Yeah, good stuff. That's what we're talking about here.
I had to turn it off because you were splashing around, and I was like a mixture of kind of surprised and kind of like frustrated because I have all my best thoughts in the shower. Like if I could just talk during a shower, it'd be fantastic content, but everyone would be looking at my dick through the see-through shower curtain.
See,
I'd
we
probably be looking at it too.
She has a dark one. She's got a dark charcoal shower curtain. So anyway, what's this video about? Oh yeah, female hierarchy. Dude,
I was just talking about my dick. Are we done talking about my dick?
All right, so look, I would say that probably chicks primarily assert communicative dominance by doing shit like calling attention to shortcomings of their peers in ways that are masked as FE something else.
Right. They don't do overt shows of aggression that's not treated well. Women have a much more delicate balancing act between I've got hierarchy because everybody agrees I have hierarchy and you don't have the hierarchy I do because I say so. It's a real delicate act, and I think that's probably why girls are more likely to, guys will slug something out and then be homies. And girls want to ruin the other person's will to live. It's probably because that balancing act is so tedious that if this person would just commit suicide, that'd be one less thing for me to deal with all the time.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is, with chicks, they've got these two contrary forces that sometimes run afoul of each other. Namely, one, their status within a group of females, according to